You've been invited to be on a panel, whether it's on a conference, a local event, or virtual event. How to prepare for a panel discussion as a panelist. Being a panelist is a great opportunity to share your expertise and connect with your audience. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 steps that will help you become a great panelist so you could show your authority and build your personal brand. And watch this video till the end, as I'll also give you some tips on what to do after the panel discussion is over. Before we jump to the tips on how to prepare for a panel discussion as a panelist, it's important to understand how the panel discussion actually works, so you know what to expect and can be fully prepared. So, what is the panel discussion? A panel discussion is basically a structured conversation where a small group of people, usually 3 to 5 experts, sit together and discuss a specific topic in front of an audience. Think of it like a really interesting group conversation that other people get to watch and learn from. Instead of just one person giving a speech or presentation, you get multiple perspectives on the same subject. Panel discussions are common at conferences, summits, and industry events. There is a moderator who guides the discussion, asks questions, and makes sure each panelist gets a chance to speak. Panelists don't usually prepare slides or long speeches. They share their experience, stories, and opinions about the picked topic to contribute to the conversation. Here's what a typical panel discussion looks like. You have the opening for 5-10 minutes. The moderator introduces the topic and each panelist. Panelists usually give a quick intro about themselves. They mention who they are and why they are qualified to talk about this topic. Then you have the main discussion, which can last on average 30 to 45 minutes. The moderator asks prepared questions and the panelists take turns answering. They might add to each other's ideas, offer different points of view, or share stories and examples. The best panel discussions feel like a natural conversation. At the end, you might have the audience Q&A for about 15-20 minutes. Often there's time at the end for the audience to ask their own questions. This is where things get really interesting because you never know what someone will ask. And finally, there's a short wrap-up for about 5 minutes. The moderator summarizes key points and thanks everyone. Being invited to speak on a panel is exciting. It's a chance to share your ideas and gives you publicity for your personal brand and business. And also, it's an opportunity to meet other experts and connect with people that care about your topic. But it can also feel intimidating, especially if you're not sure what to expect. So here's how to prepare for a panel discussion as a panelist. Step number 1, know what a panel discussion is about. Before you do anything else, make sure you know exactly what you've signed up for. Reach out to the organizers and ask some key questions. What's the topic? This might seem obvious, but panels can cover broad subjects. Get clarity on the specific angle or theme they want to explore. If you build your personal brand, then it's good to get in front of the audience that is interested in your topic. So you want the panel discussion topic be somehow related to the area of your expertise. At the same time, it's also important to understand what you don't want to be associated with. Sometimes people think that all media appearances and public speaking are great for your brand because it gives you more recognition. However, if a panel discussion is on the controversial topic or something that you're not sure that you want to discuss, you might want to stay away from it. Then also ask, who's the audience? Are they industry experts, beginners, students, or a mixed crowd? This will help you plan how you explain concepts and think about the examples that you can share that the audience can relate to. Next question is, who are the other panelists? Knowing who you'll be sharing the stage with helps you figure out what perspective you should bring. If everyone else is a CEO, you might want to use more practical real-world experience. Knowing the audience and who the other panelists are will also give you a better perspective on the level of the conference, whether it's more for beginners or advanced. This will help you think about the way you will speak and what speaking points to cover. Also ask, what's the format? Will there be prepared questions, audience Q&A, or both? How long is the panel? Knowing the structure helps you be more organized. And if they have prepared questions, you can check, what questions will they ask? That way you can think about your answers in advance and practice your delivery. Sometimes the organizers prepare more questions than they will actually ask. Also, as it's a panel discussion, panelists may take more or less time to answer the questions. So the panel discussion moderator may cut on some questions or twist them a little, or add some clarifying questions depending on a discussion. However, knowing the questions may help you get ready for what's coming and come up with your answers. The next step on how to prepare for a panel discussion as a panelist is prepare the talking points for a panel discussion. Once you got the basic information, it's time to prepare your content. If necessary, research the topic. Even if it's something you know well, refresh your knowledge. Look up recent news, statistics, or case studies related to the subject. Having current information makes you sound informed and relevant. It's showing people that you follow the trends and recent updates. It's a very good credibility boost for you as a panelist and a public speaker. Then also, prepare your key points. Think of 3 to 5 main ideas you want to communicate during the panel. These are your anchor points, the things you definitely want the audience to remember about your perspective. You can also plan stories and examples. People remember stories way better than abstract concepts. Think of real-life examples, case studies, or personal experiences that illustrate your points. Make them specific and relatable. The more you speak, whether it's on a panel discussion, in public speaking, or during media appearances, the more you will notice what stories resonate with people the most. These are the stories you will want to keep sharing. And you also might want to know your fellow panelists. Look them up on LinkedIn or Google, read their bios, check out articles they've written or talks they've given. This helps you understand their perspectives and avoid repeating exactly what they might say. And also, if you want to improve your speaking skills faster, I've created a free Level Up Your Public Speaking guide that has practical tips to help you become a better speaker. You can download it using the link in the description below. The next step on how to prepare for a panel discussion as a panelist is anticipate the questions. Most panels work with a set of prepared questions from the moderator, plus audience questions at the end. Try to anticipate what people may ask. Think about the obvious questions. Based on your topic, what would you want to know if you were in the audience? Then, prepare the answers on those questions. Also, think about what's a controversial aspect of the topic. What's a common misconception? Being ready for tougher questions can save you at the moment someone asks you them. Check the video over there where I talk about how to improve your public speaking using ChatGPT. You'll get some tips and ChatGPT prompts that will help you come up with the questions your audience can ask and prepare your answers so you'll be more confident speaking and improvising on the go. Step number 4 on how to prepare for a panel discussion as a panelist is practice your delivery. Once you come up with the challenging questions and you have a list of prepared questions from a moderator, you can practice your answers out loud. And this is crucial. You don't have to memorize them. Just think about one of the questions and try to answer as you would talk to a friend or your client. When you say your answers out loud, you'll notice if they're too long, too difficult to understand for your audience, or just don't flow well. When we are nervous, we tend to rush. If it happens, remind yourself to slow down and breathe. Aim for answers that are 1 or 1.5 minutes long. This time is long enough to get to the key point and short enough to keep people engaged. Besides the answers to the questions, prepare your introduction. Most likely, you will be asked to introduce yourself at the beginning. So think about a 30-second intro that covers who you are, what you do, and why you are qualified to speak on this topic. This preparation will help you organize your thoughts, so when you're on stage, your mind will be like, oh, I know what key points I can cover here, or oh, here I can tell a story or give an example. What's interesting about preparing for a panel discussion is that it's good to be prepared, but not over-prepared. I read an article by Guy Kawasaki about how to be a great moderator. The article was for the moderators, people who lead the panel discussions. And Guy Kawasaki says, don't over-prepare the panelists. The more panelists prepare in advance, the more likely they will be boring. If you provide all the questions in advance, many panelists will prepare carefully crafted, devoid of content responses. In the worst case, even tapping PR people for help. The most you should provide is the first 2 or 3 questions to make panelists feel comfortable and quote-unquote prepared. So you see, you need to keep your preparation balanced. The moderators can give you the basic of what to think about. You can do your research and you can practice your answers, but don't over-prepare it. It's good to know your topic and think through the questions, but then on stage, you engage with the moderator and other panelists. Think about the panel discussion as two-way street when you share something and you also respond to what's coming. And this is where we get to the next step. So step number 5 on how to prepare for a panel discussion as a panelist is be an active participator during the panel discussion. A panel discussion is a group conversation. It's not just about what you say, but also about engaging with others. So listen actively to the other panelists and reflect on what they say. You can say things like, that's a great point, and I would add to that, and you continue. Or, I have a different perspective, and then you continue with your point. This creates a dynamic conversation rather than a series of separate answers. When you engage with other panelists, it also feels different for the audience. It's like they're watching a talk show. If you don't agree with another panelist, that's okay too. Thoughtful disagreement can be the most interesting part of a panel. Just be respectful. You can say something like, that's an interesting take. In my experience, I found that, and keep going with the point. One of the signs of a good panelist is they watch their timing. Don't dominate the conversation. Even if you have a lot to say, make sure everyone gets their turn. If you notice someone hasn't spoken much, you might even say, I'd love to hear what Jane or Mike thinks about this. It shows that you care about other people's opinion as well and creates more dynamic on stage. So these are 5 main steps that will help you prepare for a panel discussion. The more serious the event, the more you want to prepare in advance. If it's a small local community panel discussion, then you might spend less time on research and preparation because the conversation will probably be more casual and relaxed. Now, many speakers might think that after the panel discussion is over, they're done and they just leave. But let me give you a few more tips that will help you create even better and more memorable experience. First, stick around. After the panel discussion, stay for a few minutes to chat with audience members who want to connect. This conversation can lead to valuable professional relationships. Then, follow up. If you promise to share resources or connect with someone, do it within a day or 2 while you are still fresh in their minds. These follow-ups may lead to some interesting connections as well. Don't forget to thank the organizers. Within the next few days, send an email to the event organizers and the person who invited you to speak. A quick email thanking them for the opportunity seems more personal and keeps doors open for future invitations. And once you are done with all the stuff, reflect on your performance. What went well? What would you do differently next time? If there is a recording or someone took photos of the event, try to get them. You can use them for your social media and marketing materials. If you got a video, watch it. I know, it can be uncomfortable to watch yourself, but it's valuable. See if you can improve your answers and performance. Also observe how the other panelists performed and see if there's anything you can learn from them. Use each panel as a learning experience to get better. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. When you click the subscribe button, also click the little bell next to it, so you'll get notified about new videos. And for more public speaking tips, watch this video next.